How will these new risk management rules impact the industry? Hey everybody, when it comes to the release of new rules, one of the biggest concerns is, what will this mean? How is this going to impact me? How is this going to impact my organization? What's this going to do to my account holders? Is Nacha aware of all of this? Well, in this class, we're going to cover what to expect as a result of the implementation of these new rules. And let's start off with the impact of the new ACH fraud rules that are effective October 1st, 2024. What's happening? Well, this rule formally allows a financial institution or receiving financial institution, the RDFI, to use the R17 code to return suspicious transactions. You know, it's kind of like Elvis. We can't go on with suspicious transactions. Oh, that's suspicious minds. Let's keep going. Transactions that the RDFI suspects as being fraudulent. It's like giving your bank or your credit union a detective badge to be able to identify and send back fraudulent entries. The R17 file record edit criteria entry with invalid account number initiated under questionable circumstances, return of improperly initiated reversal. Whoa, that is a mouthful, but it does do all of those things. Now, I do have to tell you this. Although the official date is October 1st, 2024, RDFIs, you should work on putting it into use as soon as possible. Because why? Well, what are the benefits of this new rule change? It is, again, clarifying the use of R17, making it easier to understand and easier for you to be able to apply. As a financial institution, you get to choose whether or not you're going to use the R17 return reason code. Totally optional, totally up to you. I encourage use of it where appropriate, of course. It's going to help originating financial institutions and also those service providers to be able to get funds back in some of our trickier, fraudulent type situations, the suspicious transactions, right? It also enhances fraud prevention for future transactions. How's this going to affect me? What's the actual anticipated impact of this? Well, the truth is there'll be minimal technical changes needed since we already use R17. It's something that's already there, it's already being used. So it's not like brand new, we need to reprogram everything. No, we really don't. You will, though, need to update your documentation and, of course, education for everybody that is involved. And as RDFIs, I do want you to be aware that you could have false positives. So make sure you put processes in place to verify everything. Secondly, we have expanded use of ODFI request for return, R06, which is also effective October 1st, 2024. Real quick, what's happening with this one? Well, this rule is going to let originating institutions, ODFIs, request a return for any reason. Seriously, for any reason at all. In reality, most ODFIs will be making this request because it's going to help in so many different areas. Really? Like, let's look at this. Fraud mitigation. The primary reason for this rule is to be able to combat fraud. ODFIs can now request a return for any reason, which means they can quickly recover, or at least attempt to quickly recover funds in cases of suspected or confirmed fraud, unauthorized transactions, or even when they've discovered scams. And that dispute resolution? Well, this expanded rule allows ODFIs to request returns for a wider range of disputes, including those that, well, may not have been covered under the limited permissible reasons previously. So this gives ODFIs more flexibility in resolving customer complaints and issues. What about some error correction? Even in the absence of fraud, this rule allows ODFIs to request returns for errors or incorrect transactions. It's really streamlining the process and correcting mistakes and ensuring accurate payments. How would you like some operational efficiency to go with that rule? See, by having a broader scope for requesting returns, ODFIs can improve their operational efficiency and reduce the time and resources spent on manual investigations and dispute resolution. You know what's another great side effect of all this? Customer satisfaction. Faster resolution of disputes and errors through the expanded use of RO6, it really can help lead to increased customer satisfaction. And without a doubt, it's given us risk management. The ability, or more risk management, because we have the ability to quickly request returns for a wider range of reasons, which can help ODFIs better manage their overall risk exposure, minimize losses. That's important. Well, at least minimize potential losses, let's say. So what are the benefits of this new rule change? It improves the chances to recover funds that have been lost to fraud. It aligns rules with current practices for what some ODFIs are already doing. It's just aligning with those practices now. It provides ODFIs more flexibility in being able to request returns and stay within the rules. What's the anticipated impact of this rule change? There's going to probably be some procedural changes for financial institutions. Maybe. I mean, it does depend on how you're doing things, but look at your procedures, make sure they get updated accordingly. With everything, we're going to see a need for education and updating, again, that documentation. All right, number 3. Additional funds availability exceptions. Effective October 1st, 2024. What's happening with the additional availability exceptions? Well, this rule gives financial institutions extra time to investigate suspicious transactions before making funds available. Before making funds available. Think of it as really a pause button for fishy payments and transactions. Now, what are the benefits of this new rule change? To begin with, it's going to give us increased chances of recovering fraudulent funds. That's huge right away, okay? It is really more or less an extra tool for being able to manage suspicious transactions. It's going to give more time for a financial institution to communicate with others and within themselves before funds are released. How's this going to impact the industry? Well, that's a good question. As a financial institution, you who have received this and are using this rule, you must inform the ODFI when using this particular rule or this exemption. Policies and procedures probably will need to be updated again. I say that a lot. Policies and procedures probably need to be updated. Right, number 4. Timing of the written statement of unauthorized debit.
The west side.
This is effective October 1st, 2024. What's happening with this new rule? Well, this rule is going to allow financial institutions to collect a WSUD as soon as an unauthorized transaction is spotted, even if it hasn't hit the account yet. It's like catching a thief before they get away with the money. That's a good thing. That's what we want to do. So what are the benefits of this new rule change? Speed. It speeds up transaction data handling and helps in reducing risk. Financial institutions can act before unauthorized debits post to an account. Consumers are less impacted by fraudulent transactions. Faster returns for the ODFIs and their originators. They're able to get these things back faster, sooner, and do something about it. How's this going to impact the industry? That's always an important one to be able to go over. You're probably already saying, I bet he's going to say policies and procedures. Yeah, you're darn right I am. You want to make sure that you check them. But I got to tell you, there's actually no mandatory changes. But financial institutions that are using electronic notifications and WSUDs, you may want to update those. And you'll definitely need to educate your staff on the new process. And, well, again, you may need to update your policies and procedures. Number 5. RDFI must promptly return unauthorized debit effective October 1st, 2024. What's happening with this one? Financial institutions must return unauthorized debits by the opening of the 6th banking day after reviewing the site. It's all about quick action to stop fraud in its tracks. I know I said opening 6 banking day, but sooner if you can. And that's like the deadline to be able to do it. But what are the benefits of this new rule change? If you're doing it, returning it faster, it means faster returns will help to manage risk. Financial institutions, they will get reimbursed quicker. It will reduce exposure to losses for ODFIs and for their originators. What's this going to mean to me? How's this going to impact the industry? That's always an important question to be able to answer. Some financial institutions, well, you may need to do some little tweaks to your return process to be able to make this work. You'll definitely, though, want to have some training for your operations, maybe even customer service staff. And, oh, yeah, you're going to need to update those policies and procedures for handling unauthorized debits. You know, the beautiful thing about these new rules, they are really ways that are equipping your institution to be like a superhero with tools to be able to fight fraud more effectively. With clear codes, flexible return requests, extra investigation time, faster unauthorized debit responses, and speedier returns. Everyone's going to be better prepared to tackle fraud head on. Stay tuned for more detailed breakdowns in our upcoming classes. For now, class dismissed.